beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a new ColourPop collection coming this week. It's launching on Thursday, June 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so make sure you check your time zones. I saw ColourPop reply to some Instagram comments asking if this will be available at Ulta, and it looks like this collection will be exclusive to the ColourPop website. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in any of these pieces. At least according to what they're saying now on their Instagram, this will be a ColourPop site exclusive. There are a couple of re-promoted shades in this collection, so I want to make sure we go over those. That way you either don't buy a double, or if you've been looking to replace an older product that you've run out of, then hey, you may have another option to do that here. There will be a full collection set available for $92 US. That will give you everything in this collection: palette, cheeks, lips, and liners. And you should be able to use coupon codes on everything here. Just double check if you're buying the full collection set. I know sometimes it won't work on that, but otherwise you can use my affiliate code. It's just my first name, Amanda, and that will save you 10% on most things on the ColourPop site. So big thank you to everybody who chooses to support the channel in that way. I really appreciate it. It really helps out. So thank you to everybody who does that. And let's get into these products. I'm going to show you some close-ups, some swatches, a bunch of palette comparisons. It's gonna be a good time as usual. So let's start with the Super Shock Cheeks. We have 3 different shades here. They're priced at $8 US a piece. And these are the Super Shocks in the little powder compacts. So they're not in the screw top pots like we're used to seeing. These are in little magnetic plastic palettes. They do have special packaging on the outside and on the inside. They have this beautiful, very retro looking blue and white theming with this cool, funky little trellis print. And then the shade names are on the back. Now, these are kind of new shades and kind of not new shades. 2 out of these 3, so this one, Flip Flop, and then the last one I'm going to show you called Natch, are available in the Sure Thing collection. That's an Ulta exclusive right now. This one called Windmill is exclusive to this Palm Springs collection, which is funny because I already filmed a Sure Thing collection video, and one of the things I said was I wish that we had at least 3 shades and not just 2. And here we go. They were reading my mind already because this one has the 3rd shade that I felt like was missing from the Sure Thing collection. That video's already filmed, so you won't see a reference to these being repeats in that video because it's pre-filmed. I'm pre-filming, I'm taking a break, so I'm sorry if that causes any confusion, but now you know ahead of time. Let's move on to the lips in this collection. These are the glowing lip formulas. They're $7 each, but you can get the set of all 4 for $25 and a little lip bundle. And as far as I can tell, these are all new shades. I really like the glowing lip formula. I find it to be really comfy. It's not super long lasting, but I don't mind reapplying a really comfortable, glossy, moisturizing feeling lip product like this. So that doesn't really bother me. But I know it is a consideration for some people, so I have a more in-depth review on these lip formulas in another video that I'll link down in the description for you. Here's a close-up look at the shades. The first 2 do look pretty similar, and even in the swatch, they're not exactly the same color, but they look pretty similar. I overall like this range for this collection. I really like that they've included this bright orangey corally color, Desert Aura. And overall, I like all of these. I would wear any of them. I'm probably more likely to wear the neutral nudie nude colors because that's just what I personally like to wear. But I think all of these are nice. This is one of my favorite things in the collection are the glowing lips. Next up, we have some cream gel liners. Now, there are 4 different shades here. They are $7 a piece. You can also get a set of all 4 for $25 just like the glowing lips with these cream gel liners. However, I have to point out, despite the really cute retro funky Palm Springs packaging, none of these are new shades. These are all re-promoted cream gel liner shades, and I think a lot of them are really long-loved favorites. I do think that these colors make sense within the context of this collection, so they work well here, but don't be fooled by the shiny, pretty, colorful packaging. You may already have these colors existing in your current collection. This is a twist up pencil. You do not need to sharpen these. They very easily twist up and down. However, this is a very soft formula, so you don't want to twist them up too far. You want to be kind of gentle with these because they do tend to break pretty easily. However, I'm not a big eyeliner girl, and if I'm going to use an eyeliner, 10 out of 10 times, this is the formula I'm going to reach for because they apply so well. They last a really long time in the waterline. I haven't had issues with smudging and budging. Not a big eyeliner girl, but this is really the only eyeliner personally I'll wear. So I do recommend these, but just beware. Even that Crystal Crush shade, the blue one, was previously released with the Cabana Club collection, I think last summer. 2 summers ago. What is time? I don't know. Now we're moving on to the In the Springs palette. This is a 12 pan pressed powder palette. It's $18 US. It has so many cute details. This collection is a really fun packaging. I love these bright colors, the retro looking themes, the florals. Everything's nice. The packaging matches the shades inside, which I love. Now, keep in mind, we do have 3 shades here that have pigment warnings. There are no pressed glitters in here, so all of these eye safety warnings are due to pigments. Just make sure you patch test those. Not sure what I'm talking about? Go check out the video linked down in the description box, my wine collection video. I will explain everything there for you so I don't have to repeat it for my constant watchers. A couple things I want to point out with this palette. This is their cardboard packaging. There is no mirror inside here. We just got this cute little graphic inside. And these are the large pans. These are the bigger size shadows. The 26 millimeter shadow pans like Limoncello had. However, the palette packaging on this one doesn't feel as luxe and weighted as some of the other large pan palettes have in the past. So I just wanted to point that out to you because it's something you'll notice if you decide to order this. There is one Super Shock shadow, the very first sparkly gold shade, one matte with glitter, that's the bright corally shade, and then there are 7 mattes and 3 shimmers. So this is a more matte heavy palette, but there is obviously opportunity for sparkle in here as well. I'm going to show you a close-up so you can see how all of these shades look on the skin. Finger swatches are on top, and then each shade is brush swatched directly below with a dry flat eyeshadow brush. That way you can see a couple different application methods. These seem okay. Some of the brighter shades, the bright orange and the bright turquoise, are a little bit more dry feeling to me, but overall they seem like pretty standard ColourPop performance for me. Now let's get to everybody's favorite part, or at least my favorite part. We're going to do some palette comparisons. A few of these are from suggestions on my Instagram page. Like this one, for example, the Odin's Eye Saga of Freya Chapter 2 palette. This is a very similar color story, just a little bit more edited down and concise, in my opinion. The Odin's Eye formula is a little bit more impressive to me, but it's also more expensive. Same with this Kaleidos Electro Turquoise palette. Very similar color story, very similar vibes, but just a more concise version. And I also feel like the Kaleidos formula is a little bit more impressive, but again, it's more expensive and may not be as easy to order depending on where you live. So just something to keep in mind. This is the first palette I thought of when I opened the In the Springs palette. It's the Mar palette, a now discontinued 9 pan from ColourPop. And as you can see here, it's a very similar color story, a very similar vibe. This In the Springs palette feels like the big sister to the Mar palette, and since Mar isn't around anymore, could be a good option if you missed out. These are some of the quads from the Sure Thing collection, which I mentioned earlier in the video. I will have a whole video on that collection as well. But I think, again, these are some pretty similar color stories. And I gotta be honest with you, the performance, especially for the mattes, is a lot better in these quads versus this 12 pan palette. It's just a lot more obvious when they're swatched side by side like this. Honestly, doing this comparison with Costa Coral and High Tide really just made me want to use these two 9-pan palettes together because they make such a cute combo. They are missing a little bit of the golden orangey browns that In the Springs has, but pretty similar overall, I'd say. And we're going to round up some mega palette comparisons here at the end. First, one of my all-time favorites, the It's a Mood palette. This is a lot more jewel toned. It's missing a little bit of the lightness and brightness of In the Springs, but you could definitely pull off a couple of similar looks here. I wouldn't say these are definitely dupes, but there are a couple of very similar shades happening in here. And same sort of story with this Your Golden Mega palette. There's a few shades that are a little bit off. Overall, I think this one has more matches versus It's a Mood. But, you know, that bright turquoise matte shade is definitely missing. However, keep in mind you can round out some of these turquoise shades with other palettes that we've compared previously. Overall, I like this collection. I don't love the palette, but I do think it's an intriguing color story. I'm glad that we're getting more than just one or two pops of color, but it really seems like a more rounded out and more colorful color story. I like that the packaging matches all of the shades and it's not just the palette. The liners were also well represented color-wise, and then the lips and cheeks really matched well. It feels like a cohesive collection. It feels like it makes sense. The packaging is really fun and cute. All in all, I like it. I don't love it. I'm not obsessed, especially because the palette wasn't quite up to par for me performance-wise with a couple of those mattes, but I can definitely make it work, and I do think that the shades perform better with a brush versus just a finger swatch, so that's also something to keep in mind, that different application methods and also just different styles, different skin types, everything is going to play a role here. So I'd say overall, I like the collection. The palette is not necessarily my most favorite thing, but I do really, really like the glowing lips. I'm happy to see more of those because that has been a favorite formula of mine. The Super Shock cheeks are always a favorite of mine. Like I said, I was wishing in the Sure Thing collection for a third shade, and I like the shade Windmill that they chose to add here because it could be a highlighter. For me, it would be more of a blush or a blush topper, and I love a very, very shimmery cheek, so that's going to give it to me. Overall, this is cute, it's fun, it's summery, it's bright. I think a lot of people are going to like these color combos, and this is going to look great on a lot of different people. So I like it. I'm happy with it. I'd love to hear what you think about this collection. Are you going to add any of these products to your wish list? What do you wish had been changed? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I love your face. Okay, bye-bye.